Alright guys, we are back with another replay. This is the End Times mod for Total War Warhammer 2. We are playing on the map called Entrance to Khazad Bordkurag by Brannigan's Law. We have the Duke playing the Dwarven faction, and then we have Alan B over here playing the Vampire Counts. This is another custom map. Let's see what we've got. It looks like Alan brought a front line of zombies. He had some penitents behind. Brought out the good old Lad pick, along with a couple units of Blood Knights. Looks like he has a two Necromancers and a Shadows Vampire sitting back there, along with a Black Coach. Looks like a lot of Crypt Ghouls with some Crypt Horrors backing them up. We have the Tithe, Regiment of Renowned. It looks like 3 units of Graveguard, along with a Corpse Cart. Bunch of support here. Then we have, is that the same? Looks like we have more in Penitent, along with some extra zombies, some Grave Guardsmen. And then over here we have a Vanguard deployment of the Dwarves. Looks like we got Bugmans, 2 units of Rangers, the Storm Wardens, another Regiment of Renown, along with Black Powder Rangers. Before they engage, let's see what else the Dwarves brought. Looks like 3 Dwarf Warriors right there, backed up with Longbeards, Blasting Miners, a Bolt Thrower. Oh, the Rune Guardians, Steelbeards, which are Regiment of Renown flamethrower units. Those look terrifying. Then we got the Ekron Miners, another unit of Longbeards, some Giant Slayers, led by Thorgrim. Giant Slayers over there, Quarreler Axemen, 2 Miners, Quarreler Axemen, 3 Miners, and looks like the 3rd Quarreler Axeman, 2 Slayers, some Longbeard Axemen, Shield Breakers, and more Longbeard Axemen. And then he has got Brimstone Gyrocopter and the Choppers. So let's see how this fight goes. This is a pretty cool custom map, pretty big, some nice wide open areas. Looks like the Blood Knights are trying to charge in, but that is some withering fire. And they only have a bronze shield, so they do block some of that, but not enough. They're already down 3 models. Looks like that's dropping down to 5 models now, and they're going to pull back because they're great in a melee fight, but when you're taking that much damage and they can't reach them, they're down almost to half health, and they got no value out of it. They're just getting sliced down. Looks like the Dwarves are bringing up their choppers to assist, and the main vampire force is marching right down the middle to meet the Dwarves, but the Dwarves are looking to try to open up a 3rd front, because they're going to march up the middle here, then march on the side, and if they can catch this force on 2 sides, that would be great. Vampires, even though with the changes to summons and summons not disintegrating, they do not have the greatest leadership, especially with like these zombies and stuff, and those dwarves will cut through them, and if they get attacked on 2 sides, they'll just crumble. And then the battle will pretty much go over. Looks like Alan decided that the Blood Knights were a lost cause and that he was going to focus on the rest of his army, but Duke decided he wasn't really going to waste any more ammo on just 5 units. Never mind. They must have been reloading. Yeah, there goes those Blood Knights. That's too bad. That's a great unit that really didn't get any value out of them. Looks like we have a... Is that a summon? Yeah, it looks like we have a Revenant summon right here. With the Vlad and the... What was it? 2 vampires that they brought? No, they brought 1 vampire and 2... Let me see if I can find them real quick. 2 Necromancers. They'll be able to pop off a lot of summons, and that's just a lot of extra bodies up on the field. Looks like the, is that who I think it is? Yep. The Steelbeards are getting some shots in. Oh, that was a nice hit. Pretty much hit the Necromancers, so it didn't do too much. That should help them cut through this chaff. One advantage that the vampires do have is numbers. The dwarves are great fighters, but when you're as heavily outnumbered as they probably are, yeah, they're down by 600 units. It looks like you're going to have another summon pop up here. Definitely a battle of attrition. If they can... Ooh, looks like some friendly fire there. Yep, another summon of Revenants. If the vampires can just wear down the dwarves, the dwarven advantage is not going to last very long. Looks like we got some blasting charges coming out from the miners. That shrapnel is devastating. 68 damage value off of a volley, but they are taking down all of these units as one. Looks like some more friendly fire from the Steelbeards there. Looks like some of the hidden units over here have been revealed. Vlad has entered melee combat. Rangers are decent melee combatants. They won't fall apart like some ranged units, but up against Vlad they will not survive too terribly long. So the Storm Wardens did come into support. That'll help them hold out a little bit. Revenants, of course, are crumbling. Not a bad summon, but they won't hold on for too long. Black Coach is in here. Looks like the Stearnsmen are following it up. They are a great unit, and they should definitely win that fight there with the Rangers. Rangers have got 60 melee attacks, 70 defense. Yeah, it's actually even, but they do regen. And 90 armor to 40 armor. So yeah, the Stearnsmen will definitely win that fight. Might take him a second. Black Coach is starting to take some damage, but got some Crit Ghouls and the Shadows Vampire moving to support. And we got the unit of Crit Ghouls moving over here to help. And then back over the middle. Looks like those zombies are going to rat out those units of miners and the Ekrant miners. That's too bad. They had quite a few volleys left, but win some, you lose some. Looks like the bolt throwers are going to get some point-blank shots in. Oh, no, they're already in melee. But they did get a couple shots off. Looks like the gyrocopters are coming in for some rear damage. Looks like they're trying to goon out that necromancer. Don't know how well that'll work, but they're trying. Then over here, we do have the Tithe about to engage with the 3 units of Dwarf Warriors up. And they're tanky, they're more there for distracting them while your more valued stuff moves in. But with those Crypt Ghouls backing them up, that poison is going to help them at least do a little bit of damage there. Looks like we have another unit of Impenitent moving up. And yeah, the Brimstone Gyrocopter is definitely trying to take out that Necromancer right now. Looks like the Crypt Horrors moving in has really helped turn the tide for the vampires over here. Rangers about to break. The Regiment of Renown, the Storm Wardens, have already broken, and if they don't die, it looks like they will probably shatter from the amount of damage they're taking. And those Rangers are wavering as well. Looks like we have 2 units of Giant Slayers coming in to help take care of the Crypt Horrors before they run rampant. Had some healing go down, I think. Yeah, upgraded Invocation of Nehek to keep them up and fresh and pretty much full health. So yeah, the hammers died. I don't think the Giant Slayers will get there in time. They're definitely moving. They're fast for a dwarf, but they will not get there in time to save those units. Alright, it looks like Steelbeards decided to change their arc of fire and try to avoid that friendly fire. Getting some nice shots in. Those 2 units of miners were lost, but the backup from the Longbeards definitely cut through the vampire horde. Those Crypt Ghouls are about to start disintegrating. Necromancer's shattered, so even if he survives and gets out, he's useless for the rest of this fight. Looks like the Rune Guardians have moved here, waiting for the right time to move in. Brimstone Gyrocopter is getting some nice rear shots on these Impenitent. Dwarf Warriors will be able to hold the line for at least a little bit. They will take some friendly fire damage, but Gyrocopter, yep, up to almost 300 kills. That's a great use for them. It'll help them make up for the disadvantage in numbers that they have. Alright, looks like just the Revenants have moved up to catch the Vampire Slayers with Vlad. Another unit of Revenants summoned behind will help hold off that second unit so that Vlad and his Revenants here can finish them off. If the Duke does pull back these Giant Slayers, those Revenants would be able to rear charge. so they'll stay there, but it looks like they're going to cut through that leadership of those Revenants. But it does look like they delayed them just long enough for the Revenants here in Vlad to cut through this unit of Giant Slayers, and that's a huge loss. They really need those units to help get rid of these Crypt Horrors, because if I remember correctly, there are 3 units, and those can do some significant damage. Looks like the choppers are moving back out, and the Brimstone Gyrocopters are almost up to 400 kills. And we got some blasting charges going down from blasting miners. This is a great engagement here. Summon of Revenants coming down. Those Rune Guardians will have a heyday with them, though. But it should stop the blasting miners from shooting. With this clump here, even though the Dwarves don't have magic, those blasting charges and those guns will be able to do some significant damage. Looks like the vampires have pulled back from this avenue of engagement, and Alan is committing more to this fight over here. But if the Dwarves can break through these 2 units of Graveguard, they would be able to pinch these units, and that'll almost assuredly just end this fight right then and there. Vlad and his summons and a couple units of Crypt Horrors can't carry against the full might of the Dwarf army, and if they were to pincher that force over there, the Dwarves would come out with enough health to be able to carry it for sure. Looks like the choppers are here trying to goon out this corpse cart. They're doing a fairly good job at it. If the Crypt Horrors come in to support, that would be bad for the choppers, but looks like they're just going to move over for now and just let that corpse cart fall. They do have a Black Coach and the Shadows Vampire over here, so it's not a complete loss. They do have some stuff left, and these units over here will keep their health. So it looks like the Longbeards are charging in to support Thorgrim. Thorgrim shouldn't have too much of a problem with the Grave Guardsmen, especially with the Oath of Vengeance on there. That'll help him cut through there. He's already got 4 kills, up to 7 in a single hit. Pretty impressive. Quarrelers are going to do some damage to the Graveguard. They'll sacrifice some health off the Longbeards for that ranged advantage. Looks like the Steelbeards are moving up, probably going to try and get some good shots off in here in that nice clump. We haven't really seen much damaging magic from the vampires, which is okay. Looks like that corpse cart might actually get saved. He is crumbling, though. We haven't seen too much damage spell-wise from the vampires, but with the changes to summons, since they don't disintegrate, sometimes the better play for the vampires in this mod is just to spam summons, because it's free bodies. See, they've taken out about 1,300 of the dwarves, and they are down about 3,000, but that doesn't count the summons that they've used that'll have helped blunt that blow from the dwarven advance, especially with the dwarven range superiority. Looks like those giant slayers are fighting to a man, trying to take down Vlad. They will not, but they definitely dealt significant damage to him. 2 units of giant slayers. I would almost say that's worth it. Vlad is a beast. He's a very dangerous opponent. Looks like we got some Blood Knights coming around. Maybe get some rear charges off on that bolt thrower and get that out of there. And it looks like Alan is pulling some troops away from this engagement over here, and it does look like he's winning. Rune Guardians are having fun. They have taken some damage, but they are up to 130 kills, which isn't bad for them. That's a good investment. But yeah, Alan is committing more to this fight over here. Looks like those choppers are about to be done for good. A nice rear charge off by their gyrocopters. Got the Black Coach here, just kind of chilling, doing his thing. Got the miners trying to take out the Crypt Horrors. They will be able to do some damage to him with the Crypt Horrors. In a 1v1 should be able to win, but with that range power coming in, I think this vampire line eventually will crumble. Might take a minute, but they will go down. Especially with Thorgrim here, since the Vampire Lord isn't here quite yet. Choppers came back. They will hold on. They won't be able to hold as well as they need to, but they are definitely a delaying tactic. Let some reinforcements get up here. Sternsmen will help them cut through the miners right there. Really great regiment to run on right there, but here come the Blood Knights. And doesn't seem like Duke has noticed him yet, so they might be able to get a charge off on the bolt throwers and get rid of him. He's still got about 60% ammo left, so if they are taken out of the fight, that would be a great win for Allen. Anything that can help reduce the range firepower of the Dwarves is a great use for some units. Looks like those Crypt Horrors are about to go down, but the Longbeards are about to go down as well. Now that the Black Coach and the Corpse Cart have entered combat, those buffs that they give are definitely very helpful. There goes the last of that unit of Crypt Horrors. Broke the Bolt Throwers, and now getting a nice rear charge on the Quarrelers. Choppers are just sitting there for a minute, trying to get their stamina back so they'll be a bit more useful. Looks like the Brimstone Gyrocopters are all out of ammo and are trying to take out the Tithe here. Tithe is really just tanky, but they are pinning down that unit of Gyrocopters. Or they were. Looks like they just decided to win that fight. Down to 2, and since they don't have any way to regen, a single damaging spell should take them out. Rune Guardians look like they're about to go down. Only about 1,000 health left, and against this number of vampires, the vampires will eventually overwhelm them. Looks like we just got some Slayers and Shield Breakers here. And unfortunately, it's not enough on this side. Looks like our old boy Vlad is coming in, charging up so he can throw some more magic down. Thorgrim has dropped to about 40% health, so if Vlad can get to him with some support, especially with that vampire right there, might be able to take out Thorgrim, which would be a huge blow. The dwarves, don't have too much heroes left. The only one I noticed was Thorgrim, so if they can get rid of Thorgrim, that would be a huge morale loss. Especially with the Black Coach and the Corpse Cart still here, and then at least that vampire broke. I think he died, actually. Nope, he's right there. So if he comes back, nope, he's done. So looks like the only heroes left on the field are Vlad and Thorgrim. Oh, we do have a Necromancer over here, so once they win this engagement, that Necromancer could come back and throw down some nasty summons here in the back line and some... What spells did he bring? Yeah, some nice buffs here to help out with this fight. Honestly, it kind of looks like the vampires have the upper edge here. Of course, Quarrelers are almost out of ammunition, and those Quarrelers are going to almost effectively finish off the Blood Knights. There is some healing that can go their way, but they've taken some significant damage and can't heal back up to full. The Steelbeards are out of ammo, and now they're into the melee fight. Let's see, are the Rune Guardians still holding on? They are. 2 Rune Guardians and however many dwarves are here, holding against the Undead Tide. Looks like the Necromancer is sitting there, already back up to active, and he was just tired a second ago. The changes to stamina are really nice to see. A unit can get tired out very quickly, but the stamina now regens so much faster than it does in vanilla that they can actually just sit back and then return to some semblance of fighting fit. Looks like the Corpse Cart might hold on. The dwarves are backing up and they're really out of ammo. Vlad is here along with the Black Coach trying to get rid of Thorgrim. Master Begamut going down, dropping some reduced melee attack on Thorgrim. And those 2 units should be able to take out Thorgrim. He's down to 2,500 health. Vlad's down to 16. But if Vlad has his ring, that damage resistance is huge. Yeah, it looks like Thorgrim, unless he gets some support, will probably go down. Quarrelers are out of ammo, so they've entered melee combat with them being the Quarreler Axeman unit. They can kind of hold their own, not against Graveguard, but they definitely won't go down without a fight. Steelbeards, they're a cool unit, not necessarily meant for melee combat, but they are going to take some with them. Almost 400 kills on that unit. Those Axemen are going to break. Let's check the other side. Rune Guardians are down to one model, and it looks like they're just there with Shield Breakers, which are almost down, which are down to 15 models. So with the combined amount of vampire units left and the amount of summons they probably have, they are going to pull this one out. Thorgrim is going to break, and Thorgrim is going to die. The dwarves have lost their great leader. Oh nope, he's just shattered. That is rather unfortunate. It looks like Alan is going to win with his vampire count play. Some excellent play from him. Upgraded Invocation and the Heck. Looks like it was canceled. Not that they really need it. Rune Guardian is unbreakable, so he's going to hold on for the 100 health he has left. Let's see if we can catch him dying. And there he goes. A brilliant showing from the Dwarves, but not quite enough to resist the summons of the vampire counts. Some great unit picks though from the Dukes. Steelbeards alone had 1700 damage value and almost 200 kills. If I can find them. Brimstone Gyrocopter had 2400 damage value and almost 600 kills at 553. Where was the other unit I was looking for? 72 kills out of the Storm Wardens, which is always nice. Bugman's only had 41, but almost 2000 damage value because that was against Blood Knights. Steelbeards, 382 kills and 2400 damage value. Alan's real power came out of all the summons he had. Of course, a lot of his units did quite well. 2500 damage, 2600 damage value out of the Stearnsman right there. The Tithe had 825 damage value. So their units did quite well, but it was the summons that really carried him through. And about 2000 damage value out of Vlad, as opposed to 2200 out of Thorgrim. So yeah, some great picks on both sides. Really went pretty even right up until the end, where the weighted numbers was just too much for the Dwarves. Thanks for watching.